How are we doing, people? Welcome back
Doing
to the
up.
show. Listen, thought let's do a little bit something different. Get some of the guys on, talk a little bit Arsenal, talk a little bit Man United. Let's big up my panel. As ever, I'm your host, Dan Potts, and I thought I'd bring my boy in Premsy. Premsy, what you saying, bro?
Chilling my G, just ready to get it cracking with these United fans, isn't it?
Should be fun, man. Let's
Big up.
introduce these United boys. Kaz, what you telling me? You good?
No, man. Wait, as Prem said, waiting for it to get cracking like Rashford at the back of the net at Old Trafford. They're live and
Here we
direct
go.
twice in a
Forgot about that.
again.
They forgot, man.
Nah, it's
Listen,
real.
don't,
We see you, man, down there. Anyway, you get me. We see you, man, down there.
It don't matter. You're gonna end up in fifth anyway.
Well, we're there right now, so we're just basking it. You get me? We're there right now, so basking it.
we gotta milk it. We gotta milk it because we know it. Yeah, man. We got to try and make this last, man. This ain't gonna be like this in May, so I'm just gonna milk it while the time I can. Do you know what I'm saying? Saeed, what you telling me?
Yeah, man, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Thanks for having us on. And yeah, man, looking forward to this show, man.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. Let's just talk some real stuff in a minute because both of us can't get too carried away. We've had some nice results go our way the last few and the first few, but I think we're all realistic on this panel to know that I don't think there's going to be any title challenges coming our way this season. So what I wanted to do is talk about our realistic expectations as far as Arsenal and Man United are concerned, man. Premsy, let's start with Arsenal. I'll come to you, man, because me and you are on the same wavelength most of the time in relation to how we run and the manager and the way that we've been playing, and perhaps the process or progress, or whatever the hell people want to call it, isn't to our delight, let's say. But things at the moment have been looking good, man. But I want to talk about where Arsenal stand in relation to Manchester United at the moment, because I would say there were both clubs that have been in free fall for the last few years. Yeah, we were used to my growing up of Wenger and Fergie. It was outstanding. Like the two of them were just ridiculously good, man. We used to come first or second every year, and it was a proper rivalry. And I don't think those days will ever come back, if I'm honest with you. And I think sometimes you forget, don't you, how great it was.
Yeah.
I want to look to kind of fast forward to say 15, 20 years and look at where we are right now in relation to Manchester United. Now, Manchester United has spent a lot of money. Arsenal spent a lot of money, both owned by owners that are happy to splash cash, but not really happy to be, in my opinion, have the ambition to try and take us to a title. But I want to look at where you'd rather be at the moment, Premsy. I know me and you have no choice. We're Gooners and these two down here are United. But if you're looking at how we're both run and where we both are, who's looking in better shape for you at the moment, do you think, Premsy?
You know what? It's no bias. I'll just say Arsenal straight up. And the reason why you can see United fans protesting against the owners more or less every game. That just clearly shows you the fan base within himself. They can't stand these owners, keep putting them in debt. And the free fall from United has been massive. Now, it has been with us as well, but we weren't winning Champions Leagues. We weren't getting millions and millions of pounds pumped into the club. And I think when they moved on from Alex Ferguson, they went in for an approach for different kind of managers. Didn't work out, give them the chop and keep it refreshing. A bit like Chelsea in a sense. But with Arsenal, we tried to move in a direction of trying to build something. Yeah, it didn't work out with Unai Emery. Whether he got the right time or not, that's another question, because I feel like it was quite shady on Emery in the senses of how he left the club, and the resources he got given to him, players he asked for, he never got. He got other players. And to be fair, to get to a final and get fifth, he did all right in his first season. So I feel like he was treated a little bit unfairly. They opted in for Mikel Arteta to come in, and everyone knows, not for me. You get me? I wasn't happy about that, because for me, moving on from your greatest ever manager, you need to go and bring in somebody successful, somebody who's at the peak of the powers, and somebody who could take the club forward. We didn't do that. We went in for a bit of a gamble. We got Arteta, and slowly we're seeing signs of progression. Whether that means he's going to win us a title, personally, I don't think it is. But we are seeing signs of progression. We're seeing better football getting played from Arsenal. We're seeing a plan of direction. We're seeing players now that have value that we could sell on, where 5-10 years ago, that wasn't the case. Now, whether he's going to stay here, that's another question. For me, don't get top four, don't win a trophy, you got to get out. With Man United, they've gone in for a manager a bit like Arteta now, somebody who's a project in a sense. And I feel like, obviously, they've gone in, brought a few decent signings, but that's not going to be enough for him. Because if I said to you, like I said on Saeed's channel when we had that chat about Arsenal and United before the preview, I said straight away, Any team in the Premier League, the biggest team that needed the most work was United at the start of the season. The Premier League campaign kicked off. They more or less had the same squad, a few players. They only kind of recovered it to the back end of the season. Well, the back end of the window, sorry. And I just think their step in their progression is just maybe a season or two behind us because they have got the quality there to fast track it. But I think for the manager to get in, implement his style of play, implement all his instructions properly, it takes time to get to it. So I think this season, we're a little bit better suited.
Saeed, what do you think of that, man? Because a lot of people are saying that Arsenal are a couple of years ahead of Manchester United in this process.
Yeah.
I hate that word, by the way. I must stress, I can't stand that word.
Trust the
But
process.
oh man, I don't trust nothing like that, man. I've never have, and this is why I've never been a fan of this process. It's taken us 6 transfer windows to buy a striker. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I look at it, are Man United behind Arsenal in their kind of way that they want to rebuild, or do you think that it's pretty neck and neck, mate?
I think for me, it is neck and neck. But I think Arteta obviously has had more time to kind of make a style of play, to build a style of play. Obviously, our manager's only been there a month. See, over pre-season, he came in the summer. With Arteta, I still think he's going to be the one that falls out. With Graham Potter, with Conte, he's going to be the one that falls short just because I think he's naive tactically. I think he tries to be too smart for me. I think he doesn't deal with injuries well. I think he doesn't manage the team well. You've seen it, with the situation in January. They should have bought a midfielder. Did he think he was a better coach than what fans were thinking? And he thought, I can sort this mess out. I can tinker it around. That's my situation. Can Arsenal win ugly? I know you've got the last 2 games you've won 2-1, but can he grind it out? Can he get them wins? I'm not sure he'll be able to do that, and that's why I still think Arsenal will fall short and not make top 4. I genuinely do. Even though you've got a better balanced team, even though I think you've got a cohesive team, I still think there's going to be naiveties in your game. And ultimately, it'll come down to who's the better manager tactically, doesn't mean that it's not going to be a close call. I think it could be any situation where from second onwards, anybody can make this top 4 and anyone could drop out. Liverpool, people talk about
You think
Liverpool.
Arsenal and United could end up both in the top 4? Do you know what I'm saying? Could that happen?
It could be, yeah, it could be. That's what I'm saying. It's not a foregone conclusion. I just think Arsenal's team are good, but is their manager that, like, when you look at the manager, who's the weakest manager? Like, when you look at it, a manager who's relatively inexperienced is Arteta, and that's all it comes down to. And can he manage his squad now? Can he manage the injuries right now? People will say, "Oh, it's a bit harsh." Arteta's been here 3 years. He should be. The thing is, should he or will he? That's what the first season was it 8th, second season 8th, this season 6th. Last season was their best chance to go and get top 4, and he bottled it. This season, yes, he's added Jesus Zinchenko, but I still think naiveties in his game will still come short. And again, is he the manager to kind of when the going gets tough? Can you believe in Arteta to get you out of the situation? I'm not sure. So, it's going to be a big test to see if he does it. It's going to be a big test to see if Arsenal can keep their players fit and whatnot. But that's like with any team, though, isn't it? Man United have to keep their players fit. Chelsea have to. Liverpool do. Tottenham do. So it's going to be a tricky situation. But everything leads to Arteta and Arsenal should be a banker for top 4 because of the fact that their transition as a team, overall over the years, it is more than Ten Hag was coming to job. Graham Potter, Conte's only been there a year or less than a year. This is his first full season, and then obviously, and then that's it. So it's going to be a big situation, man. So like I said, anybody could fall out of this one. Everybody's calling out with Conte yesterday with his type of football. Is it sustainable? You're looking at Chelsea. Can Potter come out there? So I think it's going to be a fascinating end to the season. I really do, man. It's going to be interesting to see where everything goes.
Yeah, it's going to be a mad one as well, Cass, because of this World Cup. The fixture pile up is mad. But if you was to take your Man United cap off just for 1 second and was a neutral, right? Who do you think has the better kind of chance moving forward? Because obviously you've got a manager in Arteta that, albeit not experienced, he's got his side now. He's been there for a few seasons and he's got a style of play. Ten Hag, he's been there for like, not very long. Hasn't really got his players that he wants in yet. Just about starting to turn things over in terms of the right way for Manchester United. Like, if you're a football kind of neutral, who would you be putting your money on to go further this season, Arsenal or Man United?
Oh, is this for me or Saeed? Are you replying to Saeed, by the way?
No,
Kaz, no,
you-
go on, Kaz, you, man.
I first and foremost, yeah. I'm taking. Oh, it's a hard one because I actually like Arteta. Like, I'll be the first one to say during the summer, I said this man has no chance. I'll be the first one. I'll hold my hands up. But then I suppose all or nothing made me get a soft spot for the man, innit? Because I get it. They're only going to show the positive. No, they're only going to show the positive sides of everything. But I like the way he manages, and I think even if he does the PE talks when he says guys and everything in the dressing room, they all love it. Do you get what I mean? And if they all love it, I mean, if that was my man, I think I'd love it. Like, I can't lie, it's funny, but everyone has their different ways. I don't think you lot have the big enough squad to get. Actually, you know what? Tell a lie. I'm gonna scrap that. Arsenal do have what it takes to get to the top four. They've had 3 years with this team. Arteta's had 3 years. There's a bit of different gel to it. It makes a big difference compared to what Eric Ten Hag, 100 days he's been in charge or something like that. But at the same time, we've seen managers come in and turn the fortunes around on their heads like it's nothing before. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Man United. I feel like there's too much damage that's done upstairs before even, translates to the pitch and everything. I think that definitely got a better chance than us this season. I get that we spent a lot of money, but with Arsenal, well, what do you mean? As in, like,
what a better chance do you think?
Got the bargain between themselves.
It's not. It's the why I think they got a better chance is because we've seen the history with this team and of Manchester United, regardless who we bring in. I get Ten Hag. I'm a fan. Obviously, we both know we're fans of Ten Hag, bro, and everything that comes alongside it and everything. But I just don't think we have the minerals to still get top four yet because this drop off between our first 11 to another guy that comes on the pitch.
But I can say the same thing with Arsenal. They're dropping. I
get that, but they still look like they're going to score sometimes, and they've had the difference is they've had 3 years together. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They've had 3 years, and he knows players' personalities and to get the best out of that player. They might look. We're looking at Xhaka looking like one of the best centre mids this season at the moment, currently on form. Come on, who suspected that? I mean, Partey hasn't even been on a pitch really, and they put El Nene there. I get we expose it with obviously Lokonga there, but they still got a result against Aston Villa. But obviously against us, it's different at Man United. Obviously, Old Trafford, Arsenal coming to Man United, they won once in 17 years, and that first time was during COVID. Like, it's going to be a hard one. I think Arsenal just look a different outfit this season. But if people that think they're going to get second, I think they're deluded because I don't think that's going to be the case. But the things with second and fifth, you know what? Anything between second and fifth, I don't think there's going to be a big difference, if I'm going to be honest. It's every game looks so difficult. It don't matter who you play, bar Bournemouth, let's put them out of the equation. But every game looks like it's a dogfight this year. Every team's improved that much. And with the Arteta thing, I quite like him, but to not rate him against, I get it. You said Graham Potter and that, but Graham Potter's never either. He's never coached a top team of their caliber. Now it's Chelsea. But I love Graham Potter and I rate him so highly to the point he's got a bit more experience than Arteta, of course. But Zidane came into the game to a massive, I'm not saying Zidane is Arteta or Arteta is Zidane, but he came with no experience, went to the Real Madrid team, done the Champions League bare times with that squad. Obviously, Arteta's had to strip everything down, rebuild it to the way he wants to see it, and still not get every single player that he wants because they're clearly missing the winger still. So, and you could say probably a DM at that. But at the same time, if you don't get top four, he needs to get sacked. That is just the level Arsenal need to put themselves as fans, because it's 4 years going on. You ain't made top four yet. Well, imagine this, Saeed, bro. 2 eighth places and then 2 fifth places or a sixth.
But this is standard exactly where Arsenal want, innit? I think you know what was talking on the Big Six, yeah. Like, Arsenal is still the less likeliest manager to get sacked. Like, Arteta is, even if he doesn't get top four, I don't think he'll get sacked. There's more chance of Graham Potter getting sacked for not reaching the top four this year than Arteta getting sacked.
No, if he don't get top four, yeah, it's going to be a madness. Believe that.
I don't think that's the thing.
It's not progress.
No, the thing is, so they'll say that Man United is a bigger club and they've got more money. They'll say that Tottenham have got Conte. They'll say that Graham Potter, Chelsea, with all the money they've got, we're still building something and we're doing it the right way. And that's what it could be right. That's obviously that's not my thing.
It's mad though.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what's mad? I agree with Saeed.
Yeah.
You know what's mad? I agree with Saeed. I think if we get in the Europa League, he'll stay because these owners have proved they don't care. These owners do not care, man.
I thought
These
these
owners
showed ambition.
Listen, our fans don't show ambition, mate. There's a
you
few
go.
of us that do. There's a few of us that do. Trust me, I'm one of them. And I've been losing that battle for many a year, man. Many a year. Because we went out and did a protest. He came out, did Josh, and he said, be excited. We signed Pepe for £72 million and everyone went back home.
Facts.
The following season,
I was like,
we went and did a European Super League and everybody was out there. Yeah, everybody I knew. And then what happened after that? The following week, because of COVID, football finally came home and everyone decided to take a selfie of the Emirates and go back inside because they were so happy. Josh was there and they were taking selfies of each other. I'm back at my second home. Hey, this is fan base that wanted the owners out, man. Like, what's happening? Like, this is what I hate about this fan base, mate. There's parts of it which I'm so proud of, yeah? And sometimes the people that are saying, oh, get these owners out, I want to see ambition, these aren't the right guys, are getting abuse. Like, getting told they're toxic like I do, yeah? Oh, Dan Potts is toxic. He just wants Arsenal to lose so that Arteta can get sacked and the Cronkies can go. What a load of crap that is. I want Arsenal to win every single game. What I do is I put us to demand the best. So I'm not going to start popping champagne when Arsenal come fourth because I never did it when we did it for 20 years under Wenger. I wanted the Wenger gone because he couldn't get us a league title, not because he couldn't get us in the top four. So I didn't want Mikel Arteta, and I must admit I've seen a lot of progress in the last few months. But is that going to be enough? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Where I agree with Saeed and obviously Kaz is the squad strength in depth, because that drop off from Partey to Lokonga, and that drop off from Jesus to Nketiah, and that drop off from Saka to Marquinhos, that drop off to, let's say, Tomiyasu to Cedric. Man, that is not the same team. So we already see last season that we didn't do enough in the transfer window to get us top four. And I think as much as Jesus, Zinchenko and Saliba have taken us to the next level, I can't see that the squad's still good enough with a World Cup year, 5 subs, 4 competitions to get us to where we want to be. And that is to win the Europa League and to finish as close as we can to Man City, whether that be second, third or fourth. But like Premsy said, we have to get top 4 or win the Europa League for him to stay there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Will the owners believe
you know
that?
what? Yeah,
I forgot about that.
You know what though? I want to put it forward, bro, because I've been saying it from the day that you get me, like, especially at the start of the season. I'm trying to back this manager. The reason why is because he hasn't really put a foot wrong just yet. Now, you got to be fair in this game, innit? At the end of the day, he fucked up last year. And like Dan said, like Saeed said, the manager didn't go. We all knew this summer the manager ain't going anywhere. So I could just sit here, yeah, and throw my toys out the pram, yeah, when nothing's happened, or I can get behind the process and back the team, knowing that my team have signed 2 players that I never in a million years would have come if Arteta weren't here. You get me? So I got to look at some sort of positive signs in it. You get me? Man sees it as it is and says it as it is. With this United and Arsenal situation, bro, you finished 11 points behind us last season. You get me? First of all, you got to bridge that gap. Now, I'm talking fact. You're going on like Ten Hag.
Bro.
No. People going on.
You know what? I tried this humble thing. It's out the window now.
No, man, shut your mouth. Yeah, let me speak. Yeah. All I'm saying now, yeah, is let me just tell you, no, because what United fans are doing, bro, best believe it, yeah. I'm not just saying it to hate, because I've given United credit for bringing in certain things, but you got to understand it as well. It's never going to turn like that. A guy's not going to come in, lose his first couple of games, get a few signings, and then they're just going to be challenging or cement second. It's not going to happen. And same with Arsenal as well. It's going to be a detriment to us if we don't finish fourth. Is because of Arteta, because he hasn't signed a midfielder and signed another striker. Because for years and years and years, we as fans have seen where we've needed fixing, and Arsenal have not done it. You get me? So when it comes to United, yeah, they need to just take time a little bit. You get me? Like, you're on the same level as us. But we've got a better chance right now because we've been connected. We've been together for a longer period of time.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Saeed, you smell that? Saeed, you smell that? I smell a bit of a gnats, bro. It smells like bullshit, bro. You know what it is, yeah? You know what that is, bro? What I'm smelling is, how can you even put that? Again, I don't know why I am even backing this point. It's not Arteta didn't sign in. It was your upstairs that didn't sign anybody. He clearly wanted another signing. He wanted a DM before, and he wanted a right winger that signed and said, "Nah, you know what, bun that. I'm gonna dip to Chelsea." Then they said, "Nah, bun that. I'm going to Barcelona."
No, I don't know how it runs at
on your board, bro.
Clearly, you don't know how it runs at our club. Our manager,
I'm telling you now.
You ain't telling me shit, bro. You ain't telling me shit. You get me, bro?
Nah.
Because you don't know.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying.
Tell me if I'm wrong or
Nah.
right, yeah?
Nah.
Arteta has a big implementation who Arsenal Football Club signed. It ain't fucking
You think he's
Eddie
Klopp?
that
You don't
goes,
think he's Klopp, bro?
But, bro, yous are going on like you're Champions League winners, bro. You're dead food.
We
fam.
are Champions League winners, though.
Wait,
Are you, man?
wait,
You man are not
wait,
Champions
bro.
League winners.
Wait,
We
bro,
are.
bro.
We
You
won
might
it.
have been
We won
relegated.
it. Have you won it? Have you won it? You won shit. Hey, last time. I'm not joking. Last time you was in the Champions League, I was still a teenager.
We won a lot, bro. This ain't no little.
No.
All I'm telling you now,
Hey, what would you? Hey,
I'm
I'm gonna.
gonna.
Cool.
I'm chatting to bare United fans, and these United fans are going on, yeah, like they're challenging for the
my
league.
God.
And all my point is, yeah, is saying, right, you need to take time. Like one man ain't gonna come in and just fix everything like that. It doesn't happen, bro. Especially in this Premier League. Like you said, Ten Hag, you might have some sort of experience, but you ain't got Premier League experience. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a different kettle of fish, different ball game, and you need to take time. That's it.
Saeed, I want to let someone else talk. Obviously, yeah. Saeed, what was you doing last time Arsenal won the Champions League?
When were you the host, fam?
No, wait. Saeed, hey, this is called the 12th man thing. If Dan Potts is not coming in and butting in, I can respectively ask my Man United my fellow brethren, Saeed, what was you doing last time Arsenal were in the Champions League, my brother?
Yeah, I wasn't born.
What, 5 years
Nah,
ago?
don't give me that, Sam.
It was longer than that. Longer than that. Go back some more. Was it about
Well, I
5 years
don't
ago? It was
Bro,
kind of 6, 7 years
We
ago.
won a trophy
6,
in more
7.
recent history than you.
Oh, whatever, man. Bore off.
What you talking
FA Cup merchants,
Well,
whatever,
what is
man.
it? Exactly. You can't just back one thing.
Oh,
and say
yeah,
one thing.
yeah.
You can't do that, fam. At the end of the day, you've been dead
Even
food for
Saeed-
years, bro.
Even
Dead
Saeed's
food
had
for
enough.
years.
Even
Don't
Saeed.
get it
Even
twisted, bro.
I
You've been dead food for years.
think the hair's too tight on your head at the moment. Let loose off the gel, my brother.
No gel on this thing, bro. On there. Get rid of that cap, bro. The cap's too tight. You get, bro. Fucking hell, where'd you get that haircut, Sainsbury's, fam? Fucking get me, fucking hell, bro. Sort it out. No wonder his head's gone. No wonder his head's gone. You get me, fam.
I've got hair, bro. I've got hair, don't worry.
Saeed, this is what's
let's-
happening.
I love
This is
that
what happens
Prems.
when you bring Premsy on. This is what happens when you bring Premsy on. Jeez.
The one thing you're gonna get about Premsy, yeah, he's passionate about his club, man. So you can't take that away. from him.
Aye, that was
You know what it
quality.
is,
Man
bro?
said
You know what it is,
Sainsbury's. I can't believe it.
I'm
Man's
just
good at
telling
the
you,
back.
look, what it is, yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans don't back the club enough, bro. And at the end of the day, yeah, at the moment, yeah, we are having a torrid time, but I don't give a fuck. We're at the top of the league, and I'm going to enjoy it while we're there for a week or two. You get me, fam?
100,
Because
man.
it's been a long
100.
time since we've been there. And realistically, bro, you got to be blind to say Arsenal not playing good football right now, innit? And if you really don't think that, then you've got an agenda. My man here, Sainsbury's cut, said straight from the get-go, Arteta, Arsenal looking good right now, innit? So you get me,
They're
look,
looking good. Yeah,
it
that's
is what it
what
is,
he
isn't it?
can't take away.
Where United don't really look that great over the last couple of games. They've looked okay in the sense that, but the style of play ain't great. You can see that the winning game's ugly, bro. That only takes you.
Hey, who's this Arsenal fan, Adam McCullough, man? Like, allow it, fam. Talking nonsense, just like my man, blood. Hey,
That's a goal,
Oh,
Bridge. Shut your mouth.
Hey,
Yeah, dickhead. What are you talking about, bro?
hey, Premsy McCullough, don't come there, my brother. Hey, you are that guy, bro. Because you know what it is, yeah. If you want to talk, I get it. You want to enjoy it as much as possible, innit? Because if it ain't you lot, it's somebody else, right? That's the way it goes.
What it is when I see United fans, bro, it just always comes out, bro, because that's the rivalry in it, bro. And if it's not, bro, you ain't got true passion about yourself. I'll tell you that much for free.
What a show, man! What a show, man!
Listen, this is why it has to be done, man, because it gets tasty between us. There's always been that rivalry, 100%.
You
Right?
should have seen
What I wanna
Saeed
know,
talk
though-
of the madness.
Yeah. Combined 11. That was crazy.
Jeez. Oh man, do you know what? I thought about that tonight, and I just thought, nah, let's just not even go there, man. Let's not even go there. We'll do it another time, man. But listen, I want to know, Saeed, I'll come to you, man, because I want to know, as far as Manchester United are concerned right now, things are looking rosy. But Premsy has a point, man. It can only take you so far. I don't think United are all sorted now. It's done and dusted. Ten Hag definitely has improved, and he seems to have got things right. I've been quite impressed with what he's done. There's two things that are really impressed me about Ten Hag, right? The first thing was dropping Ronaldo, Maguire, and Shaw. I think that needed to happen. And the second thing was making something work that I did not see happening. And it worked very well, in my opinion, against Arsenal at Old Trafford. Eriksen in a pivot. Mate, I never saw that happening. And I don't think it's long-term. I don't think it's like for the future for Manchester United. But what I will say is I think he's been sensational there for you guys. And I think that's a brave decision for Ten Hag, because that could have gone pear-shaped, mate. A lot of people, I spoke to Tobes, who loves Eriksen, obviously, at Tottenham, and he said, didn't see that one happening, and it's worked for him. So Ten Hag deserves a lot of credit, but there's still some massive holes in your team, man. There's no forward I can see. Rashford has, of course, done well against us, but I've always had question marks over his form. I think there's still question marks over whether Ronaldo fits into this mold of what is trying to be played at Manchester United. I still don't think the midfield is amazing there. I do think Casemiro is going to make a huge amount of difference, but if it's going to be enough, I'm not so sure. I think Bruno needs to find some consistency because it's been too long now. So there's a lot there that I still think needs to happen, man. So do you have the confidence that Ten Hag is the right guy moving forward? And what are you trying to kind of expect this season under him, mate?
I think, you know what it is for me? It's just about finding the understanding. Like with Arteta's done at Arsenal, they've developed understanding. They're obviously, a couple of years ahead of us in what they're trying to do. And now Arteta's got his little team going on now. With our team right now, like I said, we've brought in a few figures. We've brought in a few ready-made players in Casemiro. Sandro Martinez obviously took the house on fire now. Malacia is shaping up to be a solid left back. So we are shaping our team, and like I said, with every United fan now, we're just trying to find out a style of play. We're just taking it step by step, finding a style of play, finding that consistency, and then going from there, because it's easy to kind of go and say, you know what, go and get us a top four, and that's all we're happy with. Because, again, that's just numerical value. It's not something that you could actually build on. Build on is what you call playing good football. Like I said, building a team, building a club philosophy. That's what we want to see first. Because we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What's up?
Of course, you could build on it, really, innit?
I can't stop thinking.
Listen, for a club like us, that have been out of it for 5-6 years, bro, getting Champions League is a big step, bro. Believe me, I'm telling you, because we could bring in players that.
No, 100%. People that say that, not getting Champions League football is, you want to compete, though. That's one thing as well, because if you can't compete in the Europa League, then there's no point going to the Champions League.
Agree, 100% agree.
Only does well for the club owners, because then they get the money, they get the Champions League money, and they can just floss it around with whatever they want to do.
Bit like Tottenham, innit? What's the point of them being in there if you're just going to lose a Sporting 2-0 easy,
innit? Yeah.
Big up, Kaz. You can come on anytime you want, bro.
Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. But with
no one like Tottenham.
But it's just about understanding where we're at as a club, and step by step. Like, for me, even if Ten Hag doesn't make top 4 this season, I don't think any kind of fan is calling Ten Hag out. Like, it's not a quick fix.
Do you see a plan though, Saeed? Do you see a plan?
Yeah. Of course, because end of the day, like, he's brought players in that he knows. Like, he hasn't just brought any players that is random. Obviously, the Casemiro one, he's identified that's a world-class talent and as a world-class player, go and get him. But Anthony, Malacia, Dutch League, Eriksen, you know what I mean? Obviously, I think he trained with him at Ajax.
Yeah.
He knows these kind of players. Like, he's developed to understand. Obviously, Martinez, yeah. So he's buying players that can fit the philosophy. And for me, I'd rather do that than when we were getting so many random players in and it's just not fitting what we're trying to do. Like, at least he knows the players that we're bringing in. So I'm happy, man. Like I said, step by step. But, it's one of them situations where, at the same time, there still has to be a pressure. There still has to be a demand of, we still expect certain things at the football club. And that is, will come towards the end of the season where people will start to understand whether this season has been a good season or it's been a kind of one where we've struggled to build any momentum. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, fair play, man. Listen, Kaz, there's obviously a plan with Man United and there's definitely a plan at Arsenal. Now, I don't think the question is there a plan? I think the question is that plan going to work? I can see a plan at Arsenal. I just have my qualms over whether it's going to work or not. Buying young players, having a young manager, I don't think that really works and goes hand in hand and is too compatible. I don't really know a young side that's won anything, in my opinion, other than the United of class of 92. But when they actually did win, they weren't all 18. They had the likes of, Steve Bruce, Eric Cantona, Brian Robson all around them as well. I think with Arsenal, where we're lacking is some of that experienced leaders. And although Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka are experienced players, they haven't actually won anything at the top elite level like some of those previous players have. So I think that's my biggest qualm with this project and why I think it would take too long. The other thing I've got question marks over is the fact that we've already been waiting 18 years anyway for a title. So why do we have to wait another 5 just to try and get there? So I have no doubt that in 5 years' time, those players will be top draw. But we've already seen the Fabregases and Nasris get annoyed. The Van Persies get annoyed. The Wilshires and Ramseys, they've gone. This is another youth project that is probably the third one we've done now in our kind of history of the Premier League. And I just have my qualms that if Saka and Smith Rowe and Martinelli aren't going to get the titles that perhaps they think they're going to get in the next couple of years, they might look to go out the door to the Man Cities or albeit Newcastle if they start to come up and win stuff now. With Manchester United, you got the reputation, but at the moment, it's been too long without you winning major honours, man. It really has. So in terms of the plan at Arsenal, we're on our kind of last season, got to be top 4, he's got to go. Ten Hag, I think personally, there should be a demand, but at the same time, he deserves to get a little bit of time because he's only just come to us to Man United. So what's your thoughts on that in terms of a plan at Man United under Ten Hag, bro?
Well, what I like about Ten Hag, he's coming and he's demanded, isn't it? It's as simple as that. He's demanded and he's demanding respect, but in the right way, not just like LVG where you come in, you can't do this, you can't do that. Respect me because I'm your elder. You don't even allow ketchup at the table, kind of thing. This, whatever it might be. But what he's doing is a bit similar to Arteta, because you remember at some point Arteta wasn't playing the greatest football. You lot started building from the back first. You built something solid, like, and it wasn't pretty at first. A bit like Man United right now, building something from the back with a couple like a solid core. Obviously, there's some leaders in there now. You got Varane, which I wouldn't say is the most vocal leader, but he can set example, that kind of leader. You got Casemiro, definitely a leader in there, like Arsenal. Got Zinchenko, captain of Ukraine. Jesus is from Man City, obviously, and other players that are around as well. So it looks like at Arsenal there's some sort of captain in every position. There's not every position, but most of them. Like Odegaard, like how fantastic does that man look? But with Manchester United, the plan looks like he will go to plan. But I said this for time. It does not matter what happens with Ten Hag and his plan. We are never, ever, ever, ever winning the Premier League under the Glazers. Why I have to keep saying that, it's a bit like Kroenke, bro. Until that man goes out, I can never see Arsenal going and winning the league either. Because it's just every season there's something missing. Every time you need something, something's missing. I guarantee we've overspent in our summer budget this window, and the next window, if the Glazers are still here, obviously I hope they're not, inshallah, and everything. So, you know, for me, I'm just really hoping that we get a takeover. Yeah, we can win a Europa League. Yeah, we can compete in the Champions League. But it's the whole point is how are we ever going to get to that next step when we don't actually highlight what we need? Yeah, we can spend 300 million now, but every time, or 200 million, sorry, every time we spend big, this is our biggest window ever. Watch next year if they're still in charge. We're not going to get nobody. We're going to spend about 80 million and then we're going to ask the same questions that we've been doing every single season. It's only now that we're trying to shape our recruitment. Why now? And it's going to take time, by the way. We're looking at Wolves' head of recruitment. And now we're looking at, apparently, Luis Campos to be the new director of football. If anything, that's pointing towards signs that they're ready to sell the club. That is everything that's coming surrounding, like little bits of news, trying to do up the stadium before they sell, trying to do everything they're doing just before they sell out. It looks like the time to jump ship. But that's just me being giddy and hopeful as a Manchester United fan. But in terms of your question, Eric Ten Hag, the plan is looking good at the moment. The attitude seems to be changed. That little bit more at Man United. It seems to, even as fans, it's that feel good factor. Remember, it's our club at the end of the day. Arsenal's your club. You know when stuff feels good, when things are going right. You naturally feel it. It's the aura, it's the atmosphere. You could just tell, not just by media stuff, but you can just tell by watching it yourselves on the pitch. There's something different about this team. There's something different about what's going on in the background. But we still got a long way to go. I like what we're doing at the moment. I trust Ten Hag. I feel like he didn't get everything that he wanted. And to be fair, the recruitment should be better. They shouldn't be pointing towards the Dutch league all the time for players that he knows, because the recruitment has to dip into what they know about 4 years ago, and then trying to get Arnautovic and Rabiot when they were half decent. Do you get what I'm saying? Rabiot's best performance back then was actually about 4 years ago. He hasn't been good since. It's just we're just a shambles, if I'm being honest. But to be on a positive note, we're playing better football. We look like we're actually keeping some clean sheets. We actually have a defense. A guy forward, I hate to say, it kind of looks like Ollie when we kind of counter-attack. It looks dangerous. Like when Ollie was playing counter-attacking, we were dangerous. But we can play football and then ship into a counter-attacking system if you need to play a bit of football. Eriksen is a bit of a ticking man, really. He keeps things going. Casemiro, who knows if he's going to fit in. But I'm glad we got a Casemiro over Frankie de Jong at the end, because it's highlighted we badly need some sort of ball winner in that midfield, some strength. I don't know about you guys as Arsenal fans, though, man, if you feel like you're going to ever get to where you want to be even in 5 years. But
And I think you bring up an interesting point, man. And before I come to Premsy, I want to, touch on that in terms of, I think you bring up an interesting point in relation to the ownership, because both very similar, happy to splash the cash, but don't really care where it's spent. And I think Man United's recruitment has been shambolic, mate, over the last few years. Like, so bad. That back line, how much did that cost? 85 Maguire, 30 Lindelof, 30 Bailly, 30 Shaw, 51 Basaka. Wow, like, poor, really poor. And that goes without saying, this 50 odd million you spent on Fred. I just think sometimes the recruitment's been a bit all over the place. I don't really see the plan as such. Now, we might see it under Ten Hag, and we certainly believe he's been backed. But then you get like a Casemiro coming in out of nowhere. Then you get links with an Arnautovic, which looked like a complete panic signing. Rabiot, you mentioned. I need to see what the plan is in terms of their recruitment before I get too excited over where Man United are going. Because at the moment, they just don't basically have any plan for me. It's just Ten Hag. What do you reckon? Oh, okay, I'll take the 3 guys from Ajax that I know. Well, what about elsewhere? We don't know yet. Give it time. That's what it looks like from the outside looking in. Now, we need to give it more time because it's only been one transfer window. With Arsenal, I think there has been a plan in terms of recruitment, because it's quite clear. If you're 23 years old and under, we'll have you. Basically, a high ceiling is good.
They know what they're building.
They know what they're building. And their idea is that if they all stay together in 3 or 4 years' time, things will look good. But my question to you, Premsy, is will it look good for either of these sides in the coming years? Like, Kaz made a great point there. Are either of these sides winning the title for you in the next 5 years, bro? Because I think it's going to be very, very difficult as it stands, even if things do improve, mate.
The next 5 years, bro, it's going to be a mad thing, especially when you got City and they got a young Haaland that's just an absolute goal machine.
Yeah.
And their recruitment is just unbelievable. Their replacements are adequate. And if they're not adequate, they get out and get a new one straight away. It's going to be very tough to contest with that. But if I'm being real and I'm being honest, yeah, in the next 5 years, United are more likely to win a league than us. And the reason I say that now is true, because United spend a lot more money than us. They're not scared. They're not scared to make change. They're not scared to bring in a new manager or turn it around. They have fan pressure. If United fans start breaking into the stadium, man are getting sacked in it. Arsenal fans do that. No one's getting sacked. So if you look at it over the long period, you would say that there's potential of United definitely winning a Premier League before Arsenal because of the finances that are evolved around the club. Where with Arsenal, we're not going to be spending silly money forever. This season, yeah, we might be ahead of United. And I just think that's just purely down to just being together for about 3 years now and understanding the system of play and having that chemistry between the boys and bringing in a Jesus, like I touched on earlier, that kind of player that's got hunger and desire to win, who's won, 4 or 5 Premier League titles. It's no joke, in it. They want to continue and do well. They don't want to leave City and look like a flop. So I think that kind of enthusiasm around the club gives us a bit of a better chance than United, because as Cass just mentioned, we know our clubs. When you go to the Emirates, Dan, when you go away, tell me what the field's like. Tell me how different it is than recent years. Massive. When I say recent years, I mean best part of 10 years.
There's more belief, you're saying.
Bro, well more belief. The fans are behind. Do you know when we
there's a connect, man. There's a connect between fans and players, and
exactly. And when in the stadium, bro, like, it's different when you watch the match on TV and you're in the stadium. It's 2 total different things, bro. Believe what I'm telling you. And when you're in that stadium at the Emirates and we go a goal down, it's a different feeling. It's everyone's head ain't dropped. Everyone hasn't committed to defeat already. They're believing. They push the boys on. And I think when a fan base is connected with the players, the 12th man, like we're on right now, makes sense. You get me? It's real. And I just think maybe United might have a better season next season. Ten Hag's got to get his feet into the Premier League, and you can't expect a man to come in and just set the house on fire. Klopp was one of the best managers around, and even he didn't do it. You know what I mean? So I just think everyone's got to take time. United and Arsenal, they're roughly level in the senses of where they're aiming for, and that's both top 4. They're both in the Europa League. And to be fair, if Liverpool drop off, Conte leaves Spurs, there's a chance there for Arsenal and United and City to mix it up at the top.
Yeah, man, I think you're talking facts, bro. I do. And I think with Man City and Haaland, no one's winning that title for a while, man. I mean, that guy looks unbelievable, man. I mean, I knew he'd come and tear it up, but honestly, I think if he stays fit, we're looking at between 30 and 35 goals at least. This is how ridiculous this guy is. They've been wanting 10 goals in 6 games. Man, it's absolute scary, man. It really is. Listen, before we come to kind of end of the close, I don't want this to blow up, so let's try and keep it as civil as we can. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. But I don't want to do a combined 11. But what I want to do is with chest, I want you to tell me how many Man United players walk into this Arsenal first 11. That's what I want to try to do, right? So let's not argue and debate about, oh my
This is
God,
on
is
form,
De
by the
Gea
way.
better than Ramsdale? I just think we'll go overall because there's only 6 games in, man. Because
Oh,
form can change, bro. So I think overall, like, I'm not going to argue that Ramsdale was an overall all-round better keeper than De Gea. I don't rate De Gea at the moment this season, but overall he's been class for Man United, right? So I don't want to go into there, but I want you to tell me with chest that me and Premsy can't say no chance. How many of these Man United first teamers for you are getting in this
Go on,
first?
Kaz, you go first.
combined
does
11?
it mean like on system or just an overall player? Because
We'll
Overall,
go 4-3-3. We'll go 4-3-3 because we both kind of play that. don't we,
overall, it don't
really?
matter. It don't matter what style of play or nothing like that. Nothing.
No.
Can't
Just by
even say
quality.
Sancho.
Just by quality. Just by quality.
No.
Just by quality.
Just by
Kaz.
quality.
Just by
If we're
quality.
gonna talk, if we're gonna talk about quality alone, then I still have to back De Gea, like, because quality alone, yes, might not be able to be great with his feet, but shot stopping and everything alongside it, he's still immense. The thing is with Ramsdale, I really like him, but with Ramsdale is he does all the easy stuff. He's trash at, but everything that's hard, he's amazing at. Like the long shot could be at top bins. Somehow, my man's getting fingertips. But when it comes to the easy shot, like a one-on-one or something like that, like even against the Anthony goal, like I feel like he could have saved that. If I'm being honest, I don't know why he was diving that way. I'm thinking, who's gonna shoot her there anyways? But anyways, long story short, I'm still saying overall for me is De Gea. Left back, overall, obviously you have to give it to Zinchenko or even Tierney at that. If you're talking overall, because Malas is only new to the game. I'm gonna have to give it to. I don't really like Gabriel. I think he's one of the best centre back, but I don't really like him too much. But I'm still having Varane in there, and then but I have to say Martinez again. He's new to everything Gabriel's been doing, but he's got Bozo genes. So at the same time, I'm gonna give it to my boy like Martinez, man. I can't think of no one else. Saliba, I haven't seen too much of. I would love to put him in my 11. I would have, but he's not there for me. I don't really think Gabriel's all that. I just feel like you, man, could definitely upgrade. Going forward, I feel like Saliba and maybe another left-footed type of centre-back will come in the end. And I think he's all right, but he's just got that Eric Bailly feel to him a little bit. It's going to be a mistake in there. Right back, I don't even think the low's even all that, bro. Like, I can't lie, but I ain't see much. That's a hard one, isn't it? Tomiyasu, the low. Does it really make a difference? Probably not. So I'm going to scrap that position if you're talking overall. Give it to Delo. Why not? Because I think Tomiyasu's been a bit injured and he hasn't really played as much games as he could have. So I'm only going off for one season, pretty much. In DM, Casemiro easily. Odegaard, the other centre mid. If you're talking overall again, then I'm gonna have to give it to Eriksen, bro, because it's not on form. Actually, tell a lie. I'll give it to Party. I have to give it because even though he's been dropping stinkers 4 out of 10s and that, when he's just sharp, he's immense. But I have to still give it to my boy Eriksen. Eriksen, Casemiro, then Odegaard. Up front is obviously Jesus overall, Saka overall, and then Sancho. Because again, everyone, you're talking an overall. There's no style of play. There's nothing. This is overall type of player, by the way. Remember, like guys in the comments as well. This is overall, not on form, not on style of play, nothing like that. Just an overall player. Then Martinelli isn't in there for me right now because he's been injured for most parts of last season, and everything I've seen of him has been great until this season. Overall, I can talk about Sancho at Dortmund. Yeah, he might not have a good season last season, but overall, I don't think there's a better left winger.
Listen, you backed up why you're feeling that man, and that's all it is for you, is your opinion. So fair play to you. Let's come to Said before we go Premsy.
Yeah, similar. I think Casemiro for me goes in there. I don't think you guys have a natural DM. I think right back you don't really have a consistent right back. Delo I think is playing well now in a minute. I think he's probably better than Tomiyasu. I need to see more from Tomiyasu. I think there's a lot of hype around Tomiyasu, but we need to see more consistency. But then again, the same thing, Delo probably need more consistency from him. Left back, I give it you there. I think you've got probably a stronger left back. You know what I mean? I think Malacia is still learning the game. Centre back, I give you Saliba, but I'm putting in Varane or Martinez. Either one of them, I think for me goes in there. Odegaard.
Overall though, not on form, bro. We've only seen 6 games of Saliba.
I think Saliba would go in there. I think Saliba and Varane would be.
How many games of Martinez have you seen? Because I guarantee you probably
more because
loads
I've seen him.
Get me?
But I've actually seen him in the Champions League, and I've
They
seen
all
him lock
say
up
that.
Chelsea.
That old
No,
chestnut, that old chestnut.
but we actually have. I haven't seen Saliba. I've only seen Saliba this season, so I can only rate it like that. But I think Saliba is a sick
in
player.
France was class, man. Saliba in France was
Yeah.
class as well. But fair play, you can
Yeah.
only go by what you've seen. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Said, go on, man.
Very much subjective, anyway, man. You know what I mean? So
Of course.
I think So I go with midfield Casemiro, Eriksen, and I go to Odegaard in the 10 role. I think that's a nice balance in there. And then up front, go with Jesus. I think we need to see more from Anthony, so I'm not going to put him in there. I'm going to put Saka on the right, and then I'm going to put Sancho on the left. That's what I'm going for.
Premzy, go on, man.
Right, basically Ramsdale, Tommy, Saliba. I'm joking. See, with me, yeah, if I would be, I'll be honest in it. I'll personally go off last season myself in it, because that is probably the nearest season that we've had of these players forming it. Because realistically, like you said, Saliba's only been in the competition for a couple games, so we can't really put him forward. The reason I put Ramsdale in over De Gea last season. If we're going over years and years, then obviously De Gea's been an all-round better keeper in it. Ramsdale's being relegated and stuff. But I just think the game's evolved. Ramsdale suits that role a lot better. He can pass out with his feet. He can also save good top saves with his hands, just like De Gea. And plus, he also doesn't do a lot of saving with his legs as well, which can also cause problems. So I'd go in for Ramsdale. Right back is one of them, because for me, I really like Tomiyasu, and obviously I can understand that these two probably haven't seen as much as Tomiyasu that we've seen, because people keep saying that Tomiyasu was out last season. I don't know what they were watching, because he was playing a lot of games.
I watched him. I watched Tomiyasu in the Italian league. To be fair, I liked him there.
Yeah,
I actually did like him there.
And I'll be honest, Dalot, he wasn't even at United last season. You get me? So I can't go off like 6 games of him this season. Where was he at? Yeah, AC Milan last season, was he?
Was that not
Diego?
that was the season
United,
before?
It was the season before.
Is that United last season?
I didn't even see him play then.
Dalot was there. Dalot was there, but it was like in and out with Wan-Bissaka, man.
Right. Well, to be fair, see me, I actually rate Wan-Bissaka's defending. I just think his attacking that's a bit bad. But I'll go Tomiyasu for me, because I'm backing my boy in.
Wan-Bissaka's a low block. He's a low block player. Wan-Bissaka and Maguire are low block players. Going forward, you don't want them in your team. You get what I mean?
No, 100%. I'm going Tomiyasu though, because I feel like his height, his aerial ability, his engine that he's got on him, I think he's just all around probably. His tackling's on point as well. People don't actually come to realize he's actually very good at tackling as well. So he breaks up the play good.
Rashford very well, didn't he?
Yeah. Your first game back in it. This is what happens in it. Like, you got to understand in it. It's the circumstances, the situation.
Where's the bite? He didn't bite. He didn't bite.
The circumstances, the situation. But yeah, so Tomiyasu, I'll go for Gabriel and Varane, I would say. And left back, I'm going for Kieran Tierney, me. Obviously over Zinchenko. I know Zinchenko's won trophies and that, but I'm not going to lie, I'm biased. I like Kieran Tierney, one of my favourite players, and I'm putting him in there, simple as that. Midfield, I'll go Casemiro and Partey. I'll use Partey as the 8, and I'll play See, it's a bit weird, because I actually don't mind Bruno Fernandes as well as a 10, but I think the way Odegaard's been playing, I'll put Odegaard in there. Up front, Jesus. On the right, I'll have Saka. And on the left, personally, I'll have Martinelli. I think what he brings to an overall team, running back, attacking, never quit attitude. Can't really fault it. That'll be my team.
Yeah, listen, I think we're coming to some agreements, to be fair. We all want to put Jesus up there, but let's be honest, there ain't much to compare. But when it comes to Saka, I think that's a definite as well. I think the other definite for me is Casemiro. The other definite for me is Gabriel, because I love Saliba, by the way. But we haven't seen enough of him over the last few years. We have seen of Gabriel. I'm definitely putting Kieran Tierney in there, because Zinchenko's, quality player, don't get me wrong, but he's not really been at Arsenal for more than a few games. Where we can debate, right back for me, I will go Tomiyasu, because I think he's the best player out of the right backs. We haven't seen enough of any of them, but he's the best one for me. Goalkeeper, depends if you're going overall or on form, because that's different, so we can flip a coin there. In the middle, I think I would probably go Partey, Casemiro and Eriksen. I think Odegaard and Bruno have had too many inconsistent performances, in my opinion, the last couple of years. I wouldn't say that Eriksen has been an inconsistent player ever, if I'm honest with you. And I don't think neither is Casemiro or Thomas Partey. And I am going to put Sancho in there, but purely on what he did for Dortmund. not what he's done for Man United. I think he's been a poor signing so far for Man U. So I think we've been fair there. Don't think there's been anybody there that's been wild accusations over the top. So I think we're going to come to a close there, and with one final prediction: who's going to finish higher this season, Arsenal or Manchester United? Saeed, I'll let you go first, bro.
I think United. I think Arsenal will finish 6th. I think this season. I predicted it already. I think.
Go on, then. Give me your top 6, bro. Give me your top 6.
I think I'm going to go for. I went for Liverpool. Sorry, Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Okay, you're going for Man United to finish in that top 4 and Arsenal to finish outside it.
Yeah, finish outside. But the difference between 4th and 6th, honestly, it's going to be crazy, man.
Couple of points.
Couple of points. It won't be kind of feel like, you know how in the past 6 have been like so far off 4th. So yeah.
Wow, fair play, man. Let's do this different order. Premsy, let's come to you, man. Give me your top 6. That's the best way to do it.
I'd say City's going to win it. I don't like to say Tottenham, but I think they've got a brilliant manager and the guy knows how to grind out results. Obviously, we don't know how long it's going to last for, but to be fair to him, he managed to get Chelsea to the league title. So I can't see why you can't get Tottenham in and around the question. 3rd, I would probably go for. I'll probably go for Arsenal, and then I'll go 4th Liverpool, 5th United, 6th Chelsea. We'll change it up.
Fair play, man. Look, I've done my top 6, and I'm not going to change it after 6 games. But Kaz, I'll let you go first, man.
Say the best till last. I can see why, because it's totally different. And I really rate Graham Potter, and I think Chelsea actually got a very good squad. Like people would make out to be. They do. They got all sorts of players, and I feel like they can fit into what Potter likes. I reckon he's going to go on a massive winning streak in the Prem, and I'm not going to lie. I think he's an amazing manager, and he's literally a hidden gem, and he's just getting unearthed. Even at Chelsea, Chelsea always have this bounce. Don't look at me like that, side. I actually think Man City's going to win the league, obviously, but 2nd to 5th ain't going to be much different. So, and I'm talking that gap. I'm actually putting Chelsea 2nd because you can call it deluded, you can call it everything you want, but they actually got a squad. And Chelsea always have these players when they sack a manager and then they bring in a new one, they always do well. Go look at your history. When they bring in a new manager, they always do great. Tuchel came in, do great. Conte came in, done great. Jose Mourinho came in, done great. No difference with Potter, I don't think, as well. He's got Sterling. Bro, that's we're talking recent 10 years and like that.
Bro, he won the Champions League, fam.
Bro, but I'm just saying that there's a better. It was a better squad than back then, isn't it? That Chelsea back then, they had Basingo when he was on his way out, alongside Drogba on his way out, and so forth and so forth. But I think Chelsea are actually going to do a lot better than people think, and I don't get the Spurs hype too much. Like I was the first one to again put my hands up to big them up, but I do rate Conte, and their home results are going to be phenomenal more than likely. So in 3rd place, I hate to say it because I hate them, but Tottenham 3rd, Liverpool 4th. I think they're going to have a big drop off this season, and I'm just not. Maybe it's only 6 games in, isn't it? But Liverpool just don't look convincing to me. I don't care. 9-0 against Bournemouth. I don't care. So in 5th, then I have to go with Arsenal, and in 6th, Man United, man.
Fair play, man. Couple of shocks in there. I didn't expect that.
Surprised about that one.
Yeah,
surprised about that one. Bloody hell.
I've been. Yeah. I just feel like it takes one injury to Varane. You put in a Lindelof. You put out Varane. It's going to be Maguire more than likely going in, and it takes everyone. But I just Arsenal have had 3 years of doing this. They can bring in a Tierney. They can bring in. I don't know. I just feel like even though I don't really rate second-hand Arsenal in it as in terms of the sub bench too much, but the players know how to play with each other. Do you get what I mean? And I just feel like he's got a little bit more than Man United in terms of when things go wrong. Can Man United's heads... Because as they said, when you go to the stadium, go 1-0 down, they still think they're going to win the game. The thing is with us, I feel we have a chance if we go 1-0 down. Just a little chance of based on the last 4 results, but it only takes that little bit for Man United heads to go smash crashing down, low confidence, no mentality. That's it.
Fair enough then.
Fair enough, man. You backed it up, man. Listen, my top 6 before anyone had kicked the ball was Man City to win it, Liverpool 2nd, Spurs in 3rd, I had Chelsea in 4th, Arsenal to miss out on top 4 in 5th, and United 6th. Now, I'm going to stick with that because there's only been 6 games. But what it looks like at the moment is that Liverpool and Chelsea are going to struggle to sneak into this top 4. I think you're right, Kaz. I think Potter's unreal. But I really like what Potter's done, man. I really like his CV, and I think that he's realistic, respectful, and I think he fully deserves to be given the job at Chelsea. I don't think he's going to find it easier or walk in the park, but their squad is definitely good enough for top 4. And I think once he gets things right and his feet under the table, I think they'll be okay. Liverpool get their players back. Klopp's too good a manager not to do something in the top 4 at least. So I think both of those will be okay. I don't like Tottenham. I absolutely hate them. You know I do. But I do think they've got one of the best managers in the league, and that's why they'll get top 4. So it could be that if there is going to be a team that slips out, then it might be that Potter doesn't quite get it right at Chelsea quick enough, and Arsenal may just sneak into that top 4, leaving Chelsea and United out. The reason I'm going to stick by United going outside of it is just because I think there's too much at the moment for Ten Hag to do in one window, and I think that there's a couple of injuries coming your way, probably the same as at Arsenal. But like Kaz says, I think it could be too difficult for Manchester United to sneak into that top 4. But listen, man, we could all be wrong. Like Saeed says, after City, I have no idea. I wouldn't want to put any money on any of those teams finishing in that order because I would have no idea, because there's so many difficult games coming up. There's so many twists and turns. There's fixtures all over the place. We're trying to slide fixtures in here, there, and everywhere. There's a World Cup season. This 5 subs thing is going to be key for how big squads are as well. So, mate, there's a long way to go. And I'm smiling, but I don't know if I'm going to be smiling come May. I'll tell you that now. It's going to be a very, very interesting time. But boys, we're going to leave it there. I want to say a massive big up to all of you. Big up to everybody in the chat as well. Please smash a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you can. I'm on the road to 4K, guys. And I'm literally about 5K. I'm on a
5K.
road to 5K, man. I've got 150 more subs to go, I think, something like that. So please, man, if you could hit me up to 5K after this this end of this week, I'll be amazed. Premzy, thank you, my bro. Premzy TV, guys, get yourself over there. And if you want to see more squabbles on the channel with him, then make sure you go follow his content and go follow him on social media at Premzy. Big up yourself, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Legend. Kaz, likewise, Never a Foul podcast. Get yourself over to that, subscribe, and also follow on socials. Kaz, thank you so much, bro.
Appreciate it. Also on the road to 5K as well. Soon
on,
come. But I love this show. Premzy surprised me a little bit. Man can hold it. You know, I'm nothing less from an Arsenal fan. So
nah, you gotta understand, bro. See where I'm from, fam. I ain't no keyboard warrior, bro. You get me, bro, man. You know what I'm trying to say? I Saeed, he knows what time it is. You know what I mean? Nah, but it's good to meet you, bro. It's good to meet you, man. It's all love, it's all banter, it's all football. You get me? You back your team. If you don't back your team, what is football about? In it, simple.
100%, man. 100%.
Unless you support Tottenham.
Yeah, get that one in there. You know. And last of all, my bro Saeed, man, thank you so much.
Man. Big up, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, man. Big up to the Football's 12 podcast, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man. Get over to Saeed TV, follow his content. Make sure you hit subscribe on his channel. We'll be out of here now. Take care, guys. And as always, up the Arsenal.